motion detectors and cameras. Armed guards patrol in jeeps and helicopter gunships are deployed to warn off anyone who challenges the borders. We headed out deep into the desert over 80 miles outside Las Vegas. Travelling down the recently renamed extraterrestrial highway, we'd come to see America's most secret base for ourselves. The only approach to the base is a dusty 10-mile track called Groom Lake Road. Anyone approaching the border can clearly be seen for miles, and as we've been warned, our every move was being monitored by the security patrols and cameras on the hilltops. This is as far as you can come to go to the Groom Lake base. It actually says on these signs that use of deadly force is authorised. There are security patrols all over these hills. They've been watching us for the best part of the last hour. There are motion sensors, security cameras, and if I did walk over this line, I would be immediately arrested, taken to the guardhouse and interrogated for anything up to a week. As soon as you step over the line, past this sign, you lose all rights. What's amazing to me, Glenn, is that the entrance here is so unassuming. They've got this rickety sign saying use of deadly force authorised, but you literally could, if you didn't know what you were doing, you just carry on straight into the base.
That's the idea. You don't encounter any people here. If you went into the guardhouse that's there about a quarter mile in, you'd be arrested immediately because you've already passed those signs. They don't want to answer any questions, so they don't put any people in vulnerable positions.
And as you come off the highway up there, the extraterrestrial highway, there's no sign saying Groom Lake. There's nothing, is there?
No, I've put up a secret base sign up there occasionally. Secret base this way, but it doesn't stay up for very long.
And on foot or in car, this is as close as you can get to Groom Lake, isn't it?
This is physically as close as you can get. Unfortunately, you can't see anything from here at all.
How far are we actually away from the base?
We're about 13 miles northeast of the base right now.
Right. And if we continued up this road, if we drove into the base now past the signs, we'd be arrested?
If you drove beyond here 20 feet, you'd be intercepted.
As night fell and determined to see the secret facility, we headed for Tikaboo Peak, which overlooks the base 7,000 feet above the desert. At our base camp, I talked to Glenn Campbell, who founded the Area 51 Research Centre in Rachel and who produces the Groom Lake Desert Rat newsletter. He gave up a successful career in computers to devote his life to uncovering the truths of Dreamland.
This is a large facility as big as the state of Connecticut. It's got lots of unknown, unexplored areas that you could store anything you want. Area 51 is only the best-known secret base of a vast complex. They could house a lot of different things we don't know about.
But there's actually no fencing, is there? Yet they know when you cross that line.
It's simply marked by orange posts every few hundred feet. It's easy to wander across this line, but as soon as you do, they're going to detect you and they'll be right on you. This is a very harsh military border. It's not a place for tourists. Military has never said there are no UFOs. It's never directly denied any of the Area 51 stories. It would have been so simple when these claims came out, these Papoose Lake claims, for the military to simply say, look, we have nothing there. They could take a few reporters to this area and show them. Nothing there. The military hasn't done it. The military has stonewalled. It has remained silent. And that's the most damning thing that they can do.
At 3 a.m. we started our final ascent of Tikaboo. We needed to reach the summit before daybreak in order to see the base lit up for its nighttime test flights. Even at night, the roar of the jet shattered the silence of the desert. As we reached the summit under a cloak of darkness, Area 51 could clearly be seen, its runway lights glowing in the distance. After trekking for several hours, we finally set up camp here, some 7,000 feet up. And since the crack of dawn, we've been watching non-existent flights, ferrying non-existent personnel to this non-existent base. Tikaboo Peak is the last safe vantage point where you can clearly see Dreamland. But how long before this too is claimed by the military? The Groom Lake mystery continues. We followed the personnel flight out of the secret base, and they've landed here at McCarran Airport, just outside Las Vegas. There are apparently over a dozen flights every day, ferrying the personnel in and out of America's most secret base.
I was called at a random time. The operator would say, "Mr. Lazar, it's now 4:15 a.m. We expect you to be at McCarran Airport at 4:45. Your plane will be leaving at such and such time." I'd drive there, check in, board the plane, and the plane would fly out to Groom Lake.
As the Groom Lake workers headed off in their cars, we tried to enter the terminal. Who could you point me to at the base who could give me some information?
Okay, what I want to tell you right now, you're trespassing on private property.
Sorry, we thought that was the point.
You're trespassing on private property. You're inside our gate. And I'm going to advise you right now to leave the premises immediately. Okay?
Is this government?
You're to do that immediately. This is private property. You're trespassing. Leave the premises. As soon as I get to getting the information.
Is it government property or is it just private?
No comment. You're trespassing.
Okay.
Who are you trying to kid, bud?
I just
You're
trying to
bullshitting me and quit it.
Is there anyone you can point us to give us any details on? As we were ejected from the airport, yet another Janet flight left for Groom Lake.
737, wind calm, runway 19 left, Liberty, 19 left, early left turn. Roger, early left turn to 150, fuel south of sunset. 31. Janet 3, Janet 605, cross runway 25 right, kind of ground point 1 on the other side, good day.
Our investigations have revealed that a private company is working with the US military at Area 51. We believe this is the company, EG&G Special Projects. It's worked for the last 50 years on top secret and sensitive projects with the US government, and it's said to control the Janet flights that take the workers to the base, as well as all the security and technical support for the back engineering of alien spacecraft.
I did not work for EG&G directly. I was just interviewed in one of their facilities at McCarran Airport. A short time later, I was called back in for this new job at S4, and they had explained to me that it dealt with some sort of field propulsion system, and I was just under the assumption that this is an advanced type of aircraft that's being worked on, and I was excited about the position.
You have to leave the private property.
Okay.
So actually cut your camera off and please leave.
Does it have any connection with the Groom Lake base?
I'm asking you to leave the property.
Does this company have any connection with the flights that leave McCarran?
EG&G has been the central civilian contractor for Groom Lake basically since the beginning. They're the people who, military folks come and go, other contractors come and go. EG&G has had the contract since the very beginning. So if anyone were to know what's going on out there, it'd be EG&G. They're not talking.
We phoned EG&G to clarify what their role is at the base, but they would only confirm that the company is working on several classified Department of Defense contracts at various remote locations in Nevada. They would not comment on the exact nature of the work, but did state that it was connected with EMP, electromagnetic propulsion. If recovered alien craft are buried deep beneath the Nevada desert, then the power to release this information to the public lies deep inside the corridors of Washington. As an intelligence insider said to me, the problem isn't obtaining the information, it's handling the truth. Are these alien craft above Groom Lake, or are they man-made? Have the US military developed the technology to build flying discs? Join us next time on Dreamland.
There's a great deal of legitimacy to this UFO phenomenon, to the issue of alien intelligence. This is something that's not at all new to the U.S. military.
There's programs that they're working on today that are 50 years ahead of anything that you and I can even conceive of.
The black project teams are operating without oversight from official committees, from Congress, if you will. I find that exceedingly distressing, frightening, the ultimate big brother scenario.
Everything is being run by the ETs. They're so far beyond us in terms of technology that I don't think we would have a chance.
I don't think we've yet scratched the surface on what's happening out there with regard to flying saucers.
There are a variety of activities, some of which are classified throughout what is often called the Air Force's Nellis Range Complex. The range is used for the testing of technologies and systems and training for operations critical to the effectiveness of U.S. military forces and the security of the United States. There is an operating location near Groom Dry Lake. Some specific activities and operations conducted on the Nellis Range, both past and present, remain classified and cannot be discussed.